Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Divergent series. Now, I've read all the books, well, except the, Force perspective, but moving on. I am going to just prepare your ears for the rant that is this video because I rewatched the series, the trilogy, because I remembered that I never watched the third one. I was like, you know what, that's such a tragedy. I should watch it because like if I watched the first one, the second one, and so I have a lot of thoughts. So there's just a lot to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it. Now, I'm solely basing this on the movies. I'm kidding. There's going to be a little bit of mention in the books, but nothing like that. We'll see. Obviously, I have to talk about the god awful haircut in the second movie, but anyways, I'm digressing. The first movie. It's amazing. I honestly could watch it more than once. The focus on Four's gaze towards Triss just made it even more heartwarming. Like it shows his feelings towards her, and that it's not just purely one-sided, in which the movie then is forced to tell you that, oh my god, no, 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 he does love her. He loved her this whole time. He was just mean and blah blah. Like acting like if you were blind, and not in no. In this case, they show you in his actions and the lingering gazes and how he's concerned about her, and the way he talks about her, and the trust that he just slowly starts to have for her, and the admiration, the way he even addresses her and talks to her, it's amazing. Like I was like, this is such a good movie because it shows like the scene where she's not even looking at him and he just has this like loving gaze towards her. I was like, I love this. I love this. And I don't entirely remember if by the end of the movie if he tells her he loves her, but I'm gonna cut that slack because it's a teen movie, so obviously I remember a lot of movies when oh they've known each other for a week and now they're madly in love, and obviously when you're an adult now you're like, yeah, it's not that realistic, but like I said, this is a teen movie, so I'm not gonna like be picky about it. Moving on to the second one. Like I said, I hated Trish's hair. I'm just putting that out there. I hated that hair so much because in the book, it was a bob cut. She did it herself with the scissors, which in the movie, they're showing that she does it with herself. And when she's looking in the mirror, she's remembering all that she's done, the friends that she's, had to kill. Like, it's this emotional moment of her, like, trying to go, like, forward and just it was so good. And then in the movie, I was like, oh my god, no, please stop, no. Now, like I said it wasn't based on the books, but I feel like they should have showed more of her PTSD. In the book, she can barely shoot a gun. Like, she's like, and I want to touch a gun. And in this one, she just is like, no big deal. Like, yes, they show her way more hostile and that she has nightmares, but it was barely grays. So it just wasn't effective enough where you're like, I don't know, it was missing something of that importance where it did a good job in showing her very what's the word, like always guilty. Like you see it throughout the whole entire movie of how she is trying to basically sacrifice herself in so many moments to help others. Like she's so selfless, I mean. And anyways, sorry, like I said, this is me ranting. I'm just going off of what I'm Oh, also, with her relationship with Christina, they barely showed it. Like in the second movie, nothing. They did one scene where she gets angry over her, and then the next scene she completely forgave her. And like I get that they should have focused more on the people around her and how they react to her, and it felt way more one-sided towards the whole Janine obsessive with the box thing. I liked Peter's character. I really liked the whole morally convenient characters that kind of sway from one side to the other, but they're very blatant about it. They're not a hypocrite. They just are like, yeah, I'm gonna do what is convenient for me, and like if I owe you, then I owe you. But if I don't owe you, then I'm just gonna leave. Sometimes he was a bit too much of an asshole, but like I still liked his character. But oh my god, Caleb was just the most. I hated that character. Like I didn't hate his character. I just literally didn't care about him at all. Like he had zero sibling chemistry with Triss. He had zero empathy. He had zero care, and it was just like, am I supposed to care about this person? Because I do not care. Like he didn't care at all. Like when Triss is like being almost like murdered and tortured, he's just like, yeah, this is what has to happen. To put order. Like I said, talking back about Janine, I almost said Jessica. Janine's obsession with the box and everything was pretty interesting, and the critique and irony of the entire situation was just, like, haha. Up until then, they had me. I was like, you know what? Okay, it missed the certain things. It could have focused on Triss and her, like even her relationship with four and all that. But like I get it, maybe they didn't want to put too much, like they had to pick and choose. So I was like, okay. And then at the end, I was like, okay, this is getting me pumped. Like, what's beyond the wall? Like this is really interesting. And then they killed Janine, and I was like, oh my god. And then you have the other one, which I completely forgot Four's mom's name, but she's there. But then, oh my god, then the third movie happened, and it is god awful. Like I could not finish that movie. You asked me what that ending is. I have no idea. Like it barely grazed the surface. So many possible plot points with no reason. I assumed that they expected a part two. I'm pretty sure I read that they were expecting the fourth film to like summarize or like end everything. So they barely explained anything in this movie, and they just kept adding more and more and more and characters. I'm like, who is this? Am I supposed to care about this? Am I not? And they should have focused on one specific bad guy. It makes no sense. And there was zero interactions with characters. They just placed the characters and then they would show them together for like 1 second, and it's like you're telling me that Christina, Peter, I'm ignoring Caleb, for interest, that they're like this group that they've decided to escape together to, see a better life or to know what's out there, and then they're just going to completely ignore each other and not talk to each other and have zero interaction. Like, I don't believe that. And then we're shown that, like, out of nowhere, Christina and Four are just completely, they're all just completely, accepting of this new, like, yeah, Four is a little bit more like, I'm suspicious of this, like what is happening, but they are just like jumping in. They're like, yeah, sure, let's do this, like no questions. Like you just run into these technological people, you already are coming from a, I'm not gonna say dictatorship, but like Janine's like reign of like, you do what I do what I do, if not death. And out of nowhere you're just gonna be completely trustworthy, like trust these people, like out of no, like for no reason. Like I was like, what the heck is happening? And they had no reason, absolutely no reason to kill Maggie G. No reason. Because with the amount of new characters that they were just stringing along and expecting to accept these drastic changes for without no like there was no build up, and like I said, no reason for Maggie to die. Like no reason. I feel like the actress was just like, let's get me out of here. I'm done. It was like, the thing is, her death made no impact. You could have made it like Triss be like more, no impact at all. And out of nowhere, Triss is suddenly docile and trusting of a man she has no idea who he is. Like she was, and like I remember when she wasn't trustworthy of her mom and her dad and certain people. And this was when she was in abnegation, and now that she's gone through this whole entire transformation psychologically and physically, now she's like, oh, I trust you because you know my mom. Like, huh? And I understand this is a new world, and like she's hopeful because she's like, oh, I can protect the people back home. And on top of that, like, yeah, they use the whole mom spiel, but like her disinterest about knowing more, like where's her curiosity, where's her tenacity? This whole entire time is this shown that she is curious, that she wants to know things, that she keeps looking. But now she's just like accepting of it, and she's just like accepting that now they separated her and Four, and that she's wearing white and is pristine and genetically great, and Four's like with everyone else down there in like the brigades or whatever. And just like she's like, yeah, it just has to happen that way. No, like, huh? You could have, like, it would have been so much better if they would have showed us like her being like, I don't know, like mind manipulated, and then you'd have been like, okay, now I get why she's there. But it was just like, oh my god. I was so disappointed, and honestly, I understand why the cast did not want to do another movie, because after that, I wouldn't do another movie either. Like I said, I have no idea how this movie ended. I don't even want to know. I remember just seeing Four in a helicopter, him making the helicopter crash. They were gonna kill him because he knew too much. Because apparently, because like there are three bad guys or something. One of the bad guys, he's like, yeah, we steal like kids, and we like wipe their memory and use them, and yeah, and that's that. And then Four is like, I have to go back because the other two factions left are gonna kill each other. Because it was just like, you could have focused on one or the other, or if you were actually gonna focus on both, don't put so much complicated stuff. Like, I get that it was supposed to be like more advanced and futuristic, these people were living worse than the people who were living in the whole experiment in Chicago. Is it in Chicago? I don't even remember. But it was, oh god, I have so many things to say about this movie, and it's so bad. The third one. I'm just like, I get it. I get why it wasn't made anymore. They didn't make anymore. They were like, you know what, we did what we had to do. Shailene Woodley was like, you know what, this isn't going good. We're just gonna leave it at that. They let it rest in peace, and I'm like, you know what? I would have loved a Four movie though. Four, he's a good actor. Like this man, he could have made another movie with like in the character of Four, and I would just liked another movie between him and Shailene Woodley. But Shailene. My God, I can't even pronounce her name. Anyways, I'm gonna end this right here because if not, I will continue talking about this. And I said at the beginning that I wasn't gonna bring up the book, even though I did, mostly in the second movie. But yeah, it's just dude, the first one was just so good, and the way that they show the mom character. I mean, the dad character is kind of like there, but the mom was so like there was emotional scenes, the build up. Like, yeah, there were some times where some moments near the end where I had to rush it a little bit, but like it was good. But then the second one just started going downhill, and then the third one just was fire. It was trash on fire, like. And I was witnessing this, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then when she finds out that the dude who lied to her, she's just like, "Wow, you lied to me." Like, she's so chill about it. I'm like, weren't you like a movie ago punching dudes in a moving train and decapitating people basically? Why are you so chill about this? And she only snaps out of it when the Skarsgård goes and tells her like, oh yeah, Four left me behind, and he left, and she's like, oh, I know Four would never leave anyone behind. And then she's like, something's happened. Oh my god, I was just like, why would they reduce Trish's character? Like I said, I don't remember the third book honestly, so maybe Trish was like that, but it just like going off with the movies, it just felt like just a complete 180 to the character, like completely different. And like I said, so disappointed honestly, but oh, it's like the Hunger Games. Don't even get me started. And I didn't even read the book, just going off of the movies. Anyways, I'm gonna stop right here because I don't too controversial. But anyways, I love how I make YouTube videos, and usually YouTubers are like, so, I'm gonna give you topics of interest, and I'm here talking about Divergent, that came out like 5 years ago. I don't even know when it came out, but please tell me if you feel similar to me about the whole second and third movie because oh my god. But also let's praise the first movie because that movie was really good, and I give it props for what it was and showing us Triss and how she was amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna end it at that. I really am disappointed that they didn't really do good like third movie, but like it is what it is. The books are still there and the books are great, and yeah. So I don't know what to do. I don't know how to end these things. So bye. Thanks. Comment if you want. Subscribe if you are into it. Bye.